Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. I am excited about today's video as I always am, but I just wanted to do a quick intro to what we're doing today, which is going to be filling out my new reading journal for 2024. So just wanted to do a quick intro explaining what we're about to do. This is probably going to run over the course of a couple weeks because I get like sick of doing art stuff and then I come back to it. But I've tried to make a journal for the past like 2 years, so I want to continue to do it for this year, especially being on BookTube now. So I just got this journal from Michael's. It's like $8. It's just the Artist Loft brand, but I've had this one before, so I wanted to show you like journals that I have done. My little micron pens because I needed some new ones. They're just like little black pens. And I have lots of markers to play with as well. So kind of like the big things I want to focus on putting into my planner now. I need a title page to put like a little bookshelf in there to track my reads, goals, yearly stats, a series tracker. I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go. But I do want to show like what my journals have looked like in the past. Yeah, I don't know. I thought I would film this because it's kind of fun to watch other people put their journal together and see everybody's different artistic ability. And I guess let's just go into it. Okay, so these are my two journals from years past. So this is 2022, this is 2023. Honestly, 2023 was kind of a fail in general, so this one is not very good, but this one's a little bit better. I'll show you. I like some pages better than others, so this is, I don't know, this is my like cover page, and then I did the bookshelf with all the books that I read, and then I colored it in what star rating I gave it. Excuse me. So I really like doing this, and then I just had like a book goal. I wanted to read 60 books this year, and I just filled it in again, like with what star rating I gave it. And I had a page for my yearly stats and the series that I was doing. And then I had a favorite read of the month. I don't know if I'll do this again, but it was kind of fun. And then I started in like April of 2022, so it really wasn't even like a full year. So I'd like to, make this one full. So it's gonna have like, I started it doing my TBR, the days I read, and then my vlog. And I did like my book reviews for everything that I read. So I printed off these little book covers on Canva, and I did my reviews from there. Then I have like some random stuff like thrown into these. And then in June, I started doing like a tracker of how many days that I read in the day, or not, how many pages I read that day, which I really like doing because it motivated me to read more. So, and I kind of like to see like, oh, I read a lot during this time. Like, what was I doing? I don't know, it's kind of fun. So I have all my book reviews, and it's kind of how it is for like the rest of the months. And definitely take my inspiration from a lot of different like YouTubers and Pinterest and stuff like that. So yeah, kind of the general idea of this one. It's like fun to look back on too, so I just think journals are fun to have. And this is when I ended it. It's kind of lame. Yeah, so. And then this one I'll show you, even though it's dumb. So again, this year was just not great for reading, so it doesn't really have a whole lot in here. I don't think I even need a cover page. Got my 23 books that I want to read in 2023, and I think I literally only read like one of these. And then I tried to do the bookshelf thing again. I don't know. This paper, like the bullets themselves were a lot bigger than my other journal, and I just didn't really like that because then everything was like, I just didn't like it. And then my series tracker didn't go very far. And I think I have like some open pages here for more series. And my stats, like none of the stuff was filled out because it was just bad. And then this is what I did for January. I do like this cover page, so I might kind of do that again, but you can see I just barely filled this out, and then those are my reviews. So that's literally all that's in this book, but let's get started on our new one. Yay! Alright, so this is the very first page that I decided to do in my journal. It is my title page. Just says Jeni's 2024 reading journal, but I actually ended up hating this so much for a couple different reasons. I did not like the colors that I chose. I also hated how the markers were working with this specific paper. It was like lifting it up and balling it up and it just did not look good. And then the pens that I just showed you in the last clip were actually gray pens, and I realized that here. So I had to go back and get some different black pens, but I didn't have them at this moment. So I tore out this entire thing, and it ends up being just a nice little color swatch page for me a little bit later on. And sorry, it gets a little bit choppy here, I'm not sure why. But yeah, this was a complete fail, and you'll see my new one that I do here soon. Okie dokie, so here I am doing my new title page that I actually ended up with. Again, these clips are kind of choppy, so bear with me. And I'm sorry for all of the jump scares with my face being in the frame like this. I was struggling to find a good angle for all of this stuff, but yeah, this was my new title page. I decided to do a little book doodle with like flowers and weeds and stuff growing out of it, and then I used this nice pale pink color and just wrote in my stuff. Oh, you see what I'm doing. I was looking at a photo on Pinterest doing this, so it wasn't like all freehand, by the way, but that's how this one ended up. I liked this one a lot better, and you can see my other one in the corner there. And then moving on to my next page here, we did my 2024 reading goals. So I just did little dots and then wrote the goals and then did like a little, I don't know, rectangular swoosh around it. And then I finished it off with doing these little doodles on the bottom, which you will see. And here I am doing that. I love doing these kind of doodles, they're so much fun. The next page that I have here is my favorite reads of every month. So I obviously am looking at my 2022 journal up on top there and kind of using it as a guide for how I wanted to do this one. Measured out all of my little boxes for my books, wrote the months, and then I did these little squigglies in the corner, which I really ended up hating. Again, sorry for my jump scare of my nose, but that was this one. The final page that I am doing here is my reading log page, my book breakdown. So I just wrote on these little boxes, and I'm going to put in everything that I read throughout the year, just like a basic log. So I had like the title, author, date when I read it, and then the star rating that I give it. And I put this in a couple pages. Okay, so some of my clips got kind of funky in like my sped through clips, so I wanted to do a full flip through of my completed journal. I think I'm going to add more to it, but for right now, I feel like this is all I have, or all that I want to put into it. Yeah, so just to flip through this and talk about the pages that I did, let's do it. Okay, so this journal has like these index pages on it I'm using and all, but there's a couple of them there. So this is the first like page that I have. It is my 2024 reading journal. I ripped out my first one because I hated it so much, and then I did this one. So yeah, just pretty standard. And then we move on to my library page. I also don't remember if I have a clip of this. I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't love how this turned out because I don't think I even have enough books for my goal of 75 this year, but I don't know, we'll see. So what I plan to do is write in the name of the book and then color it the star rating that it is, and then I did a little like cozy corner down on the bottom. Yeah, I don't love this, but it is what it is. And then we move on to the left side here has my 2024 reading goals, so it has to do with reading, and then some of it is like being on YouTube as well. So I've got read 75 books, get through, I don't know, half of my physical TBR, and then I wrote what it is at right now, which is like 115. It utilize the library and Kindle Unlimited more, 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and then post at least 4 times a month on YouTube as well. I initially wrote 4 times a week, and I was like, wait, no, that's not right. And then I did like these little doodle flowers down here at the bottom. I like this page, it's kind of cute and simple. And then we move on to the other side, which is my series tracker. This is probably one of my favorite pages that I did. And everything that I do, like, these are not my original ideas. So, you know, I just go on Pinterest, I look at other booktubers, other YouTubers that do planners and stuff like that. So it's not all my original idea of the series, and then the little tracker. And then once I'm done with the book, I will color the name and then fill this in, and then it'll go up. I need to actually do that. And then, yeah, so I have a couple different series on here, and then this page is for more series. I haven't decided if I want to do duologies or not, so that's what that page is for. And then I just have a yearly stats page that I'll fill out as I go. So I have all the months, and then I have how many books I read pages, how many 5 stars, how many books I read from the library, and then how many are new books, or how many new books I bought. So I can keep track of that as well. Okay. Then we move on to my reading goal page. So this is just simply to like track how many books that I've been reading. Like I said, my goal was to read, or is to read 75 books this coming year. So then once I do read a book, I will just color this in until we get to the bottom. And then I just did like different color backgrounds. So I think I'll color in maybe like a light gray or something like that. I don't know. And then we've got 24 books that I want to read in 2024. This page is like kind of pretty boring. But I think I'm going to do similar from my series tracker. I'll just like color in the books as I read them. And that's kind of it. I don't know. This looks kind of ugly. It's kind of boring. Maybe I'll add more color to it later. I don't know. But 24 books, and then the title and the author. And then I did decide to do this again. I did this in my 2022 journal. So it's my favorite reads of each month. And so I have my little squares already set up. I make my squares in Canva, by the way. And this is what they end up looking like. So I make these little book covers in Canva. And then I print them out, and I just get the book covers from like Google. And then I print them out, and I will usually just like glue stick them on to the page. I print out like everything that I own, and then I also print out books that I'm interested in reading that I can get from the library, just so I have it ready to go. I just keep it in a little baggie. I really don't like that I did these little swirlies on the top. I was just trying to add a little something, but whatever. So that is these 2 pages that I'll fill out as I go in the year. And then the final one that I have is just a like little book breakdown, just a reading log. So